way, Corey B. So what I want to talk about today is just positioning yourself better. So we've talked a lot about the different things that you need to work on, the things that you should be doing right now to kind of develop yourself, grow your business, grow yourself, your health, your spirituality, just all these different aspects of life that you should be focused on while you're being quarantined, while you're stuck at home. And as things have, already made progress, and we've already moved into the first phase of, you know, getting back to somewhat of a normal life. Different businesses are being opened and different things are happening. Like I said, this is just the first phase. There's so many things that still need to take place, and we're still uncertain of how it's all going to unfold and what's all going to happen, and kind of the timeline in which to expect everything. Although they're trying to give us some perspective, it's a evolving and changing thing as of right now. With all that being said, like I said, there's so much you could be doing now, but you also need to be preparing for what's next. So in preparing for what's next, you need to keep some perspective. And I think a key thing that we haven't talked on very much is, the company you find yourself in presence with, so to speak. Like, who are you going to surround yourself with? The different people you're going to associate in business, the different people you're going to hang out with in your life. All these different things need to be considered because they really do fuse together. It's like you can't always choose the family you have, but you can choose pretty much everything else. The family you have, when you have family who lifts you up, that's an incredible thing, and you got to embrace that. And when you have family that's not lifting you up, you got to try to lift them up. Give them encouragement, give them love, give them support. And even give the love and support to the people who are lifting you up as well, but they're the ones who are already raising you up. Now when it comes to others around you, like I said, friends, acquaintances, especially people you choose to do business with, you've got to be more cautious and more mindful of what you're doing. We find ourselves frequently positioned with people based on happenstance, and that's great when it works for your good and it's a benefit, and just by happenstance you happen to meet someone and y'all click well and they lift you up. Now if they're bringing you down, that's when you got to start questioning where you're at. Either you can help them rise up, or you can reposition yourself in a better spot. It sounds harsh, but it's a reality. When you find yourself to be the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. When you find yourself, I remember I had a great sociology professor when I was in Austin Community College. This was right before I was transferring to the University of Texas, and I remember I would sit with her. She was an incredible sociology professor, and her husband was a psychologist, and she was a sociologist. And she let me meet her husband one day because I was going to school for psychology. And I met her husband, and we talked a couple of times. And he gave me his card and his contact and said anytime we could always go and, have a cup of coffee and talk and stuff. It was really great. He was an incredibly smart man, and she was incredibly smart. It was just very enjoyable, enlightening to hang out with them and get to talk with them. And but I used to talk to her weekly. After class, we'd sit and we'd talk, because I had a break after her class, and we would talk about different things. And I remember her talking to me, because I frequently found myself being able to I would know the answers to the questions. So she would pose these questions, these scenarios to the class, and there was me and this one other cat in the class, and me and this dude, we would always have the answers. He would, one of us would, it would almost be a contest, a race to see who was going to get it first, and that's just kind of how we were, and it was really cool. And I'm not trying to be egotistical or brag on myself or anything like that, but it was just kind of at the level that I had taken so many other classes and I had learned so much and done so much reading that I kind of had a concept of the class already before I got there. I was just I did learn a lot from her, but the basics and stuff that she was trying to pose to the class, as she was posing them, I was, I was already with it, and I was like, on it. And like I said, so was this other guy. And so me and him kept going back and forth. And one day we were talking after class, and she was just like, you're going to get to UT and you're going to find yourself. You're going to find yourself in these certain classrooms where you feel like y'all are, all clicking and syncing well. You're going to find yourself in other classrooms where you feel like you know things like you do in this class. She's like, but then you're going to get to these classes. And when you walk into these classes, you're going to sit down and as the professor's posing these theories and these ideas, and other people are having these open discussions in class, and while they are, you're sitting back and you're like, man, maybe I'm the dumb guy in this room. And she said, it's going to happen. And when it does, it's going to be an incredible feeling. That is the best place to be. When you walk in a room and there's a discussion going on and you feel like the dumb guy, it's like, and that sounds weird to say, especially in our society where we want to be great, we want to be the best, especially, growing up in Texas, bigger and better and smarter and whatever. It's like, that's a very egotistical thing, though. It's very prideful and egotistical. If you really want to excel in life and in business, it's an incredible thing to be the dumb guy in the room, because then you've got nothing but up to go. Like, you've got so much, and it doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you've surrounded yourself with brilliant people. And when you've surrounded yourself with brilliant people, you've got so much potential. You've got so much growth that you can do. You've got, the heights are unimaginable. And like I said, I want to encourage y'all to, be thinking about this. Right now you're quarantined. Right now you're at home. Right now, well, some places are starting to, intermingle again, but a lot of places still are slow to do that. So a lot of people are still at home. And so while you're at home, this is something that I want you to be thinking of, is just in the next steps as things, begin to resurface and we're getting closer and closer back to, a standard world again. Be mindful and thoughtful about the people that you're calling your acquaintances, you're calling your friends, you're calling your colleagues, and especially the ones that you want to call partners or you want to go into business with on one level or another. Like I said, it's one thing to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, but like-minded individuals want to lift each other up, not break each other down. And there's, unfortunately, a lot of people in our world that tend to want to bring other people down, for one reason or another. So I said, don't find yourself in that spot. Don't. Be sure to find yourself amongst people who are going to lift you up. No matter what position you are, no matter where you're at in life, no matter if you're, just starting out and trying to figure out where things are going, or you feel already established and you're already elevated on some level, there's always more heights you can reach to. So I want y'all to continue to keep that in your mind and just really, really marinate on that. And let's reach for more. Let's lift each other up. Let's rise up. Like I said, this pandemic, this moment in our life, it's going to be a moment that we reflect upon and we look back on, and we can say, that was a moment in which we shine, not a moment in which we were broken. So, that being said, y'all go ahead and give your boy a like. And y'all hit that subscribe button, ding your bell, and be sure y'all check me out on IG and at beingcoreybayless.com. And until next time, I'm your boy Corey B. I'm out. Let's go get cocky. Let's get it done.